Welcome to another journey into the world of books. Today, we're diving into one of the most epic and beloved fantasy sagas of all time, The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Whether you are a diehard fan, someone who's curious about the story but intimidated by its size, or a student cramming for your next literature assignment, this summary will give you everything you need to know about this legendary trilogy. So, grab your cloaks, your swords, and maybe some lembas bread because we're heading straight into Middle-earth. Part 1. Setting the stage Middle-earth and the Ring. First, let's talk about the backdrop, Middle-earth. This isn't just any fantasy world. It's a richly detailed land, filled with towering mountains, dark forests, sprawling plains, and cultures as diverse as elves, dwarves, hobbits, and men. And at the heart of this tale is the One Ringa tiny golden band, forged by the Dark Lord Sauron, holding immense power and a will of its own. This ring has the potential to corrupt anyone who possesses it, and it's Sauron's ultimate weapon to conquer Middle-earth. The story kicks off in the peaceful Shire, where we meet Frodo Baggins, an unassuming hobbit with no desire for heroics. His quiet life takes a dramatic turn when his uncle, Bilbo Baggins, passes down a strange golden ring. Little does Frodo know, this is the One Ring, the most dangerous artifact in all of Middle-earth. Part 2. The Fellowship is formed. Enter Gandalf the Grey, the wise wizard and Frodo's mentor. Gandalf discovers the ring's true identity and warns Frodo of its peril. The only way to keep the ring from Sauron is to destroy it by throwing it into the fiery chasm of Mount Doom, where it was forged. Sounds simple, right? Yeah, not so much. Frodo embarks on this dangerous mission, joined by his loyal gardener Samwise Gamgee and fellow hobbits Merry and Pippin. Along the way, they face deadly challenges, from the terrifying Black Rider Sauron's ring-hunting servants to the treacherous terrain of Middle-earth. Eventually, they reach Rivendell, the home of the elves, where a council is held to decide the ring's fate. And this is where the Fellowship of the Ring is born. Frodo is joined by Aragorn, a ranger with a mysterious royal lineage, Legolas, an elven archer with incredible skills, Gimli, a gruff but lovable dwarf, Boromir, a warrior from Gondor struggling with his own inner demons, and, of course, Gandalf. Together, these 9 companions vow to protect Frodo, see the ring destroyed. Part 3. Peril and Sacrifice. The journey of the Fellowship is fraught with danger. They traverse snow-covered mountains, dark forests, and the eerie mines of Moria. In Moria, they face orcs, a giant cave troll, and the fearsome Balrog, a fiery demon. This is where we see Gandalf's iconic moment, "You shall not pass." Gandalf sacrifices himself to save the group, falling into the shadowy depths with the Balrog. It's a gut-wrenching loss, but the Fellowship presses on. Their journey takes them to Lothlorien, a serene elven realm ruled by Galadriel. Here, Frodo is offered a glimpse of what might happen if they fail Middle-earth consumed by darkness. Galadriel gives him and the Fellowship gifts to aid them in their quest, including the light of Rarendil, a star to guide him in the dark. But the Fellowship begins to fracture under the weight of the ring's influence. Boromir succumbs to its temptation, trying to take it from Frodo. Realizing the ring endangers everyone, Frodo decides to go to Mordor alone. Well, not quite alone. Sam, his ever-loyal friend, refuses to leave his side. "I made a promise, mister." "Frodo," he says. "Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee, and I don't mean to." This friendship, folks, is the heart and soul of the story. Part 4. 2 Towers, 2 Paths. While Frodo and Sam head toward Mordor, the rest of the Fellowship faces their own battles. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli chase after Merry and Pippin, who are captured by orcs. Along the way, they meet the Riders of Rohan, led by Éomer, and learn about King Theoden, a ruler under the sinister influence of Saruman, Sauron's ally. Meanwhile, Frodo and Sam encounter Gollum, a pitiful, corrupted creature who once possessed the ring. Gollum becomes their reluctant guide, leading them through the treacherous dead marshes and toward Mordor. Gollum's internal struggle between his good and evil sides adds layers to the story. Can he be trusted, or is he leading them into a trap? Back with Aragorn's group, the heroes help Rohan fight back against Saruman's forces at Helm's Deep, a massive battle that's as cinematic on the page as it is in the movies. Theoden regains his strength, and the bonds between Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli deepen. And let's not forget Gandalf's triumphant return. as Gandalf the White-Een, even more powerful version of himself. Part 5. The Climax. Frodo's Struggle and the Final Battle. As Frodo and Sam inch closer to Mount Doom, they face growing challenges, not just from the physical dangers of Mordor, but also the ring's psychological toll. Frodo becomes increasingly burdened, and even Sam's unwavering optimism is tested. Meanwhile, Aragorn steps into his destiny as the true king of Gondor. Alongside his companions and the forces of Rohan, he leads a desperate stand against Sauron's armies at the Battle of Pelennor Fields. Éowyn, Rohan's shield maiden, has her iconic moment here, taking down the Witch King of Angmar with the line, "I am no man. It's pure epicness." The final push comes when Aragorn, now embracing his role as a leader, leads a diversionary attack on the Black Gate to distract Sauron, giving Frodo and Sam a chance to reach Mount Doom. Part 6. The Ring's Fate. Finally, Frodo and Sam reach Mount Doom, but Frodo's willpower falters at the last moment. The ring's allure proves too strong, and he claims it for himself. But Gullimeaver the Wild Card attacks Frodo, biting off his finger to reclaim the ring. In a twist of fate, Gollum falls into the fiery chasm, destroying the ring and himself. Sauron's power collapses, and Middle-earth is saved. Frodo and Sam are rescued by Gandalf and the Eagles, and peace is restored. Aragorn is crowned king, and the Fellowship reunites in joy. Yet for Frodo, the scars of his journey run deep. He decides to leave Middle-earth, sailing into the west with the elves, leaving Sam to live out his days in the Shire. And that, my friends, is the Lord of the Rings, a tale of courage, friendship, and the enduring fight against evil. It's more than just an epic fantasy. It's a story about the power of hope, even in the darkest of times. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend picking it up, because tea here is so much more depth and detail than we can cover here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this summary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which book you'd like us to cover next. Until then, happy reading.